Today, I am going to show you the basics of how to drive a manual car. First, you need to know all the different parts and what they do. The right two pedals are the gas and brake pedals, just like normal. However, you also have a clutch, which is the pedal on the left. Clutch is what helps you start and shift gears. Since I'm in an older truck for this, the parking brake is the pedal all the way to the left in this picture, but usually it is over by the shifter. It is very important to use the parking brake since manual cars do not have a park mode. The shifter is what you move in order to get to the gears needed, and is also used for reversing. It is usually in between the driver and passenger seats. In some older cars, like this 1969 Chevy, the transmission is by the steering wheel. All cars have a different number of gears, also called speeds. Newer vehicles usually have a 5 or 6 speed, while most older vehicles have a 3 or 4 speed. Semis are basically the only vehicles that have more than 6 speeds, with most of them being between a 10 and 18 speed. For starting, you're going to want to make sure you're in first gear. In this truck, you're going to want to go all the way to the left and up. And you also want to make sure your parking brake is off at this time, and you're going to have your clutch all the way in. Now you're going to slowly let your clutch out and give it an equal amount of gas as you're letting out on the clutch. So you're going to give it gas while releasing the clutch, and you're going to have a smooth start, and you're on your way. Sometimes when you come to a stop, you may be on a slope. This is called a hill start. For hill start, it's going to be the exact same setup as a regular start. You have your parking brake off, and you're going to be in first gear. You're going to also have your clutch all the way in and your brake on. And you're going to keep your brake on, slowly let your clutch out until you get to that biting point again. That biting point is going to hold the car in place, and you can let your foot off the brake. Now you're going to give it an equal amount of gas and clutch again, and you're on your way again. For shifting, every car is a little different. You're going to want to listen to your RPMs to tell you when to shift. And you're also going to want to look at your manual for your gear pattern in case you don't know it. In this truck, since it's a 5-speed, we're going to be in first here. Second is straight down from that. Third, you're going to go up a little bit, over a tiny bit, and up. And to fourth, you're going to go straight down, and you're going to do the same thing to go to fifth that we did from second to third. And then you're in your max gear. But for starting, we're going to start in first like always. So we're going to let the clutch out a little, give it some gas, and in this truck you want to shift at about 3,000 RPMs. So now we're coming up at about 3,000 RPMs. We're going to let the gas out, put the clutch in, shift down a second, let the clutch out slowly, and give the gas again. I'm going to go to third, do the exact same thing. 3,000 RPMs, gas out, clutch in, up to third, clutch out, and give it some gas again. And you're going to do that through all the gears necessary. We're not going to go all the way up, but you're just going to keep going until you're at your desired gear. For reversing, you're going to want to look at your manual to see where the reverse gear is. In this truck, it's all the way over to the right and down. And now we're in the reverse gear. For reversing, it's basically just like starting. You're going to let your clutch out very slowly and give it gas if needed. You don't really need to give it gas in reversing since you're going so slow, but that's basically all there is to it. Sometimes when you're taking a turn or you're just going too slow for the gear you're in, you're going to need to do what's called a downshift. So when your RPM is way too low for the gear you're in, you can kind of hear the engine pull down. That's when you're going to need a downshift. So right now we're in third gear at about 1,000 RPMs, which is way too low. So we're going to put the clutch down, shift to the next lowest gear, which is second, and we're gonna let the clutch out slowly, and you're gonna be downshifted. So for stopping, you don't necessarily have to downshift through all the gears to stop. So for here, we're in third, and let's say we're coming to a traffic light, and we're gonna put the clutch in, put the brake in, we're gonna put it in neutral, and then we're gonna keep it in neutral until we are completely stopped. Now that we're stopped, we're gonna put it back in first gear, and that's all there is to it. If you're staying stopped and you're in a parking lot, you're gonna keep it in first, make sure that it doesn't roll away, then turn your engine off, and you're gonna put your parking brake on.